Thank you. Thanks. Hi, everybody. I'll add my welcome to Janet's. I'm Melissa C. I am a recovered compulsive overeater. I'm in New York and always happy to be here. Really happy to be here tonight. Definitely to talk about one of my favorite chapters and one of my favorite topics to talk about because I think what I like so much about talking about the doctor's opinion is it really kind of sets the stage. It helps the person. It's one of the earliest kind of material that I would examine and discuss with a new person. Um, and um, and it's crucial because what it does is it really helps the newcomer determine if in fact they have what it is I have and if in fact they're going to require the cure for this, the fix for this, like I have. And so what I always kind of like entitle this talk is like I'm a distinct entity. And so I'm going to really kind of drill through when I go through the doctor's opinion. I'm going to try to pull out what it is that makes us distinct, what it is that makes us different. And I think like why is that important? Why would I need to determine, or why would we need to determine if we're different, right? If we're distinct from other people? Well, I kind of think about it like this, like right now, I don't know about you, but everybody I know in like this time, this era seems to be talking about weight loss or nutrition or getting fit or healthy eating. That seems to be very much, I think it's been a trend since as long as I remember. And that is not necessarily what makes me distinct because many other people can use many other of the tools, strategies, human aid, right? Um, to get healthy, to get fit, to lose weight, to make better, choices. I can have all that information, but I am unable to put it into application. And so, why is that? It's because I'm different. And so, I can't necessarily look at what all the rest of the world can do or not do and base my recovery upon that. I need to know that I'm different from other people. And actually at this point, my, recovery, I don't even mind being different from other people. I kind of like it. I think like, in the beginning, I was like, I don't want to be like I don't want to be different. I want to be like everybody. And now at this point, it's like, no, I'm really okay with that. It's part of who I am. It's just like my hair color, my eye color, my height, my whatever it is who I am. It's part of what I am. And I come to accept it and embrace it. And because I think also, how lucky am I? How blessed are we that what we have can be arrested? There are so many people who have other diseases and other illnesses that a spiritual awakening might be wonderful for them, but it's not gonna cure them, right? And so I'm happy to be a distinct entity because I have a very unique um, remedy for this. So, I'll just before I like jump into the paragraph and jump into the text, I'll give you a real quick background on me. I try to do it as quick as possible. Um, I have struggled with weight, food, diets as long as I can remember. I've had years of getting what I thought on top of it, like I seem to have this thing under control. But every period that I had it under control, like the books defines it, was always followed by a still less control, right? And so I've been battling this my whole life, and I think there's different varieties of I was morbidly obese. I mean, that's where the disease had me at the end. Um, I was over 300 pounds. I had so much diet information. I had been up and down the scale for years and I couldn't stop. I had information and I couldn't like abide by my own knowledge. Just couldn't do it. I was powerless. And different people in our fellowship have different varieties, right? There are some people who never look the way I look, right? They have the disease, perhaps, or they restrict, or they're purgers, right? So they might not physically. And oftentimes I show my pictures and that'll give you some indication of, yes, I'm someone who suffered from it. But I'm going to do something different. I'm going to, here's this is a story real quick, and that this often helps people identify. When I was a little girl, my mother would take out a cake to serve the family on Friday night. She would wait in line for the bakery. My family loved it. Everybody loved it. My mother would take out this cake, and before my piece was cut, I knew it wasn't going to be enough. I hadn't even eaten it yet, and I was already craving more. And I think that is something that if you have this disease, that is oftentimes where people are like, yep, that's my experience with food too. Like normal portions did not satisfy me. Um, and I was always, no matter what was on my plate, my eyes were always looking past my plate onto what was left or what was on your plate. And I was hankering for more. I have a disease of nothing's enough for me. This like sense of it's never enough. And I remember actually being a little girl, and this was like over lots of things. My mom would say, like, isn't it enough? Don't you have enough? Isn't that enough? Isn't that enough? And I never got that sense of enoughness. And yet I did not come from a home where I was denied enough. I certainly had enough. Um, so I have a list of what makes me distinct. And I'll, I'll, at the end of, I'll start it in the beginning and then hopefully I'll hit on these and then I'll kind of repeat it at the end, but that'll be next time because we won't get through the whole thing tonight. So I'm going to give you my list of what makes me distinct. I can be both competent and hopeless. Working with others is how we get well and stay well. I've exhausted every other method. My body is abnormal. I must constantly think of others. I have to be altruistic. Another thing that makes me distinct is I must have tight parameters around the food. I've learned I can't eat in spontaneous ways. I can't just make snap decisions about my food. Another way that makes me distinct, I must live by spiritual principles. Must. I have a code. It's love and tolerance, not fair and unfair, right? That's part of what makes me distinct. The rest of the world can worry about fair and unfair, but in order for me to get well and stay well, I have to have love and tolerance. That's got to be my central code. Um, I must be entirely honest in order to live well and happily. Part of what makes me distinct. Can't walk around being dishonest and expect that I'm going to live long and happily. My text tells me that. Um, I can't live within the boundaries of my own knowledge. I can know something and not be able to use what I know to keep me in check. I experience the phenomenon of craving. I have a very severe allergy. That's part of what makes me distinct. I have a mind that tells me I don't have this allergy. That's crazy, right? That's a distinction. Have an allergy, but you have a mind that tells you at certain times, no, you don't. No, you don't. Um, or it tells me, well, you might have it, but you're making too big deal about this right now. It's not that big a deal. Or it tells me you might have an allergy. It might be a big deal, but you don't care. Who cares? Right? That's something else that makes me distinct. Um, I can't treat food like normal people. For me, food can be tasty. I can love it. It can be delicious. I have to be careful when it becomes recreation. I can enjoy it, but recreational becomes a slippery slope. You can't appeal to me from frothy emotion, right? So, like, in order for me to get well and I'll be going through all of these, but I'm just sort of starting it off with it. And then the doctor's opinion is going to highlight all these things. The only message that can help me is one that has depth and weight, can't just be emotional. Um, what else makes me distinct is I had to diagnose myself. It's a self-diagnosis, meaning anyone else, if I went to the doctor and the doctor said, Melissa, you're a compulsive overeater, that doctor's diagnosis isn't enough. I have to diagnose myself. Nobody else can diagnose me. And then the last one that I think is the best of all is I must have an experience with miraculous. That's what makes me distinct. That when I say that I'm powerless, what that means is nothing but a miraculous intervention, meaning God. God had to get in between me and the food and remain there. And that's something that makes me distinct, right? All right, so now we're going to jump in the text, and hopefully you'll be able to see where these things came from. I did not make them up. They are from this beloved text. I always like to hold this up. I tell people I'm a practitioner of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, which has a mission. It is to enable us, to help us form a relationship with God. That is the purpose of this book, right? That's what it's here for, so that I can recover, so that I can recover. So here we are in the doctor's opinion. On page XXV, the very first paragraph, it says, convincing testimony must surely come from medical men who have witnessed the suffering of our members and who have had experience with the sufferings of our members and have witnessed our return to health. So the convincing testimony is a witnessing when we see people return to health. And that's what's convincing. So, oftentimes what is seen, the visual, is the great convincer. And I always say, like, that's really good news for me because I have had a substantial weight loss. Like I've lost over 160 pounds and have maintained it for years. And so I oftentimes will show people, and that's a demonstration. Like, oh, this is, this is what a miraculous looks like, and that can be testimony for people so that they can witness and see that I've gotten well, right? Um, Second paragraph says, to whom it may concern. Well, in my book, where it says to whom it may concern, I wrote right next to it, Dear Melissa. You can write your name in your book at that point, because this letter, when I read it, it concerns me. I'm the concerned. And I want to read it like it was written to me. I'm the person that this letter was written for. So it says in the third paragraph, it says, a competent businessman of good earning capacity was an alcoholic of a type I had come to regard as hopeless. So, I mean, look at that. Competent businessman Good earning capacity, still hopeless. You can be competent and still be hopeless. And I think this is especially true for compulsive eaters. I think many compulsive eaters, although we're not functioning in the best possible way we could, but on my end, no one took my license away for compulsive eating. Like I was still able to go to work. I didn't do as great a job, right? But I was able to show I was competent. My mortgage got paid on time. You know, my kids were still cared for, right? But I was hopeless, meaning I could not stop on my own power. And I think sometimes, people point, like well, maybe I'm not that desperate because I haven't lost everything. And, um, I like to say, yet, haven't lost everything yet. Because I kept drawing lines in the sand. When I get this bad, I'll do something about it. When I get this bad, I'll do something about it. And I kept erasing that line. I think what happens is we start living beneath our own standards. I don't want to be competent. I want to be thriving, right? But we can be competent and still hopeless. So the next part, really interesting. It says, as part of his rehabilitation, he commenced to present his conceptions to other alcoholics, impressing upon them that they must do likewise with still others. So we are rehabilitated by working with others. And we are told to tell the newcomer, impress upon them this requirement in the first conversation, because this is a 12-step program. It is not an 11-step program. And working with others is how we get well and how we stay well. And I recently had a conversation with someone who's sponsoring, who said that they were nervous about giving this direction to a new sponsee because they were afraid of scaring the sponsee off. But the book tells me that we're supposed to tell them that this is part of the solution. And if it's part of my solution, it's going to have to be part of theirs. And what I would say is if you're afraid of scaring someone off, I reassure the person, of course you don't feel like a newcomer, right? A newcomer's like, how could I possibly be out there helping other people? I'm in bad shape, right? And I say, of course. But when you work these steps thoroughly and completely, I like to think about it like walking down the stairs. When you have taken a step thoroughly, your next foot is ready for the next step. It's like poised and ready. And in my experience, when I've worked with others and they have thoroughly done the steps, they start craving the ability to help other people. It's almost, I can almost like set my clock by it with people. They start getting to a certain point, and what I hear is, I have a cousin who I think could use this program. Or I have this friend in the gym and I see them struggling and I'm thinking, how can I carry this message? It starts happening organically, right? And so that's what I tell people. Like, don't worry about it if you don't feel ready now. Do you believe that if you thoroughly follow these steps, that you will emerge a person who is desiring to help others when you're able, right? So now it says, I personally know scores of cases who were of the type with whom other methods had failed completely. So if you've failed at every other thing you've tried, yay, welcome. You're meeting one of the requirements. That means you're part of this distinct entity. This is a program for people who have exhausted every other method. And I usually talk to people in our early conversations. Let's discuss your methods. What have you tried? Let's make a list. Let's look at it. And whenever I look at my list of methods or other people's list of methods, one of the things that always comes like to my attention is that lie that maybe you didn't want it bad enough. That's hogwash. Because those methods are proof positive that this is someone who wanted it. They just were powerless. It's a demonstration of my powerlessness. And it also shows me what won't work, right? If I tried it already and it failed, it says other types, they failed completely. If it failed completely, no need to keep retrying it, right? And what I always find out is when I look at my list of methods, I think, my God, I really tried. I really gave it everything I had. And not only did I try lots of methods, I was so tenacious, I retried some of the same sorry methods over and over again. And so if that's your experience, yay, like welcome. This is a program for you. On page XXVI, it says you may rely absolutely on anything they say about themselves. So this letter gave them credibility. It gave us credibility that our word is good. Not just our word about anything, but what they say about themselves, what they say about ourselves. And so, we are being given this understanding that people that get well have integrity, that we're honest, that we don't misrepresent ourselves, that we're truthful, right? And I think what a miraculous, I could show you the pictures of me and you could say, wow, physically you've really changed. But how about someone who like lied about things all the time? And and now it's like if I say something and it's not honest, the level of discomfort inside me, I feel itchy. I feel horrible. I want to clean it up ASAP so I can close my eyes and go to bed, right? And that's what happens. That's why we become people who our word is good, right? So now it's going to talk about the body, right? The body of the alcoholic is quite as abnormal as his mind. It did not satisfy us to be told that we could not control our drinking just because we were maladjusted to life, that we were in full flight from reality, or were outright mental defectives. But we are sure that our bodies were sickened as well. In our belief, any picture of the alcoholic which leaves out the physical factor is incomplete. The doctor's theory that we have an allergy to alcohol interests us. As laymen, our opinions as to its soundness may, of course, mean little. But as ex problem drinkers, we can say that his explanation makes good sense. It explains many things for which we cannot otherwise account. So our bodies are abnormal. And if I don't stress this, then I'm neglecting to share some crucial information, as a sponsor or a potential possible sponsor. I'm giving the newcomer incomplete information. And while I am not an allergy specialist, I don't have the results of anyone's blood work. I don't have the results of mine either where food is concerned. I know that this explanation is the only one that makes sense because in my experience, I have never been able to eat two cookies, you know, and have peace. I've never. There are certain things that I have never, from the time I was a little girl. I remember my grandmother sleeping over my grandmother's, and my grandmother was very disciplined, and we would have dinner. And then before bed, my grandma would give me a cup of tea. We would have a cup of tea and two cookies, always two, just two, Melissa. And I would wait until my grandmother was sleeping and creep back into her pantry to get more, right? And and I was like, I couldn't do anything about it. I just couldn't. So I know that, right? I know that about myself. We work out our solution, however, on the spiritual as well as an altruistic plane. We favor hospitalization for the alcoholic who is very jittery or befogged. More often than not, it is imperative that a man's brain be cleared before he is approached, as he then has a better chance of understanding and accepting what we have to offer. So, our solution, we're told, it's spiritual and altruistic. We have to find God. We must find God through what? Through being unselfish, through getting out of the bondage of ourselves. We start thinking of other people. We start putting other people's needs ahead of our own selfish desires, and we get a relationship with God. Now, it talks about the hospitalization for the alcoholic who's very jittery and befogged, right? And I say it like this: some people go into treatment centers. They, and they find that they need that um, in order to have some boundaries to help them get clean, to help them get food sober. In alcoholics, people do go to rehab, right? They go to treatment facilities. I did not. I did not, but I sort of created, I would say, with the assistance of sponsors and fellows, my own rehab and hospital, right? We sort of created our own thing. And I think about that when I work with newcomers, that we can help one another set up what I would say tight parameters, as if you're in a treatment facility, but not just tight parameters where I like leave you in a corner, go get sober, get out of my, call me when you've got your food down. Give me 3 days, go get 3 days and call me. I don't I don't believe that that's hospitalization. I think hospitalization means care, support, help, right? So removing as many of the outside things that would pull you away from recovery. And early recovery time means that outside distractions and obligations might need to take a back seat, right? Um, and you know, I I think for myself, there were certain things that I needed to refrain from so that not forever, but so that I could get some days under my belt, so that I could clear out. Now, during this time, I wasn't left by myself to do it. I had help. And when I often, when I work with someone who's getting abstinent, what does it look like to offer them that hospitalization help? Well, it means I'm talking to them a lot. I'm on the phone with them a lot. And I would tell them, make a lot of calls, reach out to the fellowship. I'll give them numbers of people who are going to be loving, supportive, helpful, telling them the truth, pointing them in the right direction. Lots of meetings. We're doing things to sort of stay stellar focused. And the other thing is, like, generally speaking, early recovery, many people need to stay out of restaurants for the most part. I needed to. I needed to think about it as if I were an alcoholic looking to dry up, I wouldn't be hanging out in the bar because it just was too distracting. Now, it does not mean forever. I never ever go to, of course, I go to a restaurant. But for myself, early recovery meant my hospitalization period meant I avoided it as much as I possibly could, right? I chose things, I went to things, I took care of my needs with my recovery program first and foremost. So XXVII says some form of moral psychology was of urgent importance to alcoholics, but its application presented difficulties beyond our conception. What with our ultra modern standards, our scientific approach to everything, we are perhaps not well equipped to apply the powers of good that lie outside our synthetic knowledge. Okay, so I might understand that I will need another moral code. And that's different from the one that I've been living with, right? And we find out that we do have a moral, we do have a particular code. It was in that list of what made me distinct. That particular code is love and tolerance, right? I have a different code. And yet I struggled to apply that with my own intellect. I needed assistance to actually, you know all the time and be able to discern and put it into application really what was loving and what was demonstrating tolerance. I couldn't just do it with my own intellect. So, just like I knew what healthy eating looked like, I just couldn't do it, right? I knew what honesty was. I knew what it meant to be unselfish, but I need God's help to assist me. I needed to begin right from the beginning, imploring upon God to give me assistance. We ask God right from the beginning, God, give me knowledge of your will for me, and then help me carry it out. So, right from the beginning, it says, like, even before we take the step, it says, like, we we ask if we can utterly abandon ourselves to him, then we're ready to take certain steps. So I'm already at this position where I'm like, God, I don't even know. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what's right and wrong, what's honest, please show me. Please show me what to do and what to be right in the beginning. And because I have morals, but I need God's help to help me live within the boundaries of my morals. I needed a higher power. I need God. You know, I know what's right and wrong, but I need God's help to help me abide by right and wrong. Lack of knowledge is not my dilemma. It's lack of power, right? XXVII says the unselfishness of these men as we've come to know them, the entire absence of profit motive in their community spirit is indeed inspiring to one who has labored long and wearily in this alcoholic field. They believe in themselves and still more in the power which pulls chronic alcoholics back from the gates of death. So here we're given unselfishness, entire absence of profit motive, community spirit. These are the characteristics of fellows who have recovered, who are having a spiritual awakening. Why are they working so hard to help others? Because, well, I'll tell you why I do it. I believe in myself. I believe in what I'm saying, but even more, I believe in the power that saved my life, that it is God that saved me. I was pulled back from the gates of death. I did not pull myself back from those gates. It was God. It was God and only God that took me. And when I say like pulled back from the gates of death, I'm not exaggerating. Like my experience was I had dangerously high blood pressure. I was suffering with morbid obesity I needed to have surgery. I needed to have a hysterectomy. My iron level was so low that by the time they gave me my hysterectomy, I needed two transfusions. I was in bad shape. And what I would say is like God picked me up and he pulled me back from the gates of death. I say like my life, I was living a certain story. I couldn't get out of that story. And my God picked me up and he put me in a different story. I turned the page and I'm in a different story. That's why, when someone said to me today, which is such like a blessing, thank you. You spent so much time with me today. I can't believe you spent so much time with me today. I'm not, my life was saved. God saved my life. I do this what because it's my pleasure. It is my pleasure. I'm so grateful that God did for me that which I could not do for myself. And I know if he could do it for me, he could do it for anybody. He can do it for anybody. So, of course, it says here, of course, an alcoholic ought to be freed from his physical craving for liquor. And this often requires a definite hospital procedure, right? So, okay, they talk about hospitalization again, right? So we're endeavoring with God's assistance to be abstinent, to put our food down with God's assistance and work this, right? And work this. And for me, in order to have a relationship with God, I needed to meet him there. I needed to tell God that I meant business. And what that looks like for me is, someone I've heard like, well, put the food down, right? Okay, I had to meet God there, meaning God was not going to cut up my vegetables for me. He wasn't going to do the food shopping for me. I had to make the attempt. I had to put together a food plan. I had to commit it to another person. I had to go food shopping. I'm so grateful. By the way, I had a sponsor in early recovery who helped me. She actually put together abstinent lunches for me at the time. I'm forever in debt to a fellowship. And when I slipped and slided and did not recover first time out, when I came back, none of those people who helped me rolled their eyes at me and said, "Oh, here she is again." They greeted me like I was there for the ready to do business yet again, right? And so we want to make sure that we're doing that as well, right? Everybody deserves a fresh start, an ample opportunity, but I had to make the effort. I had to say, okay, I'll go to the grocery store. I'll do my part. I'll do everything in my power, right? So it says here, XXVIII, the action of alcohol on these chronic alcoholics is a manifestation of an allergy, that the phenomenon of craving is limited to this class. This is part of what makes me distinct. I get this phenomenon of craving, and it never occurs in the average temperate drinker, the average temperate eater. These allergic types can never safely use alcohol in any form at all. And once having formed the habit and found they cannot break it, once having lost their self confidence, their reliance upon things human, their problems pile up on them and become astonishingly difficult to solve. I mean, that was me when the doctor said, I can't do surgery on you. My problems were piling up on me so fast and I couldn't solve it. I couldn't do it. So the phenomenon of craving, we're being told here, it's limited to this class. It doesn't occur in average eaters. Average eaters, temperate eaters, they can overeat sometimes. We see them on Thanksgiving, right? They eat too much. They lean back. They say, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did it. They unbutton their pants. They laugh sometimes, right? They stop. They're stuffed to the gills and they stop. They do not continue all through the night, going back for more, eating even though they're stuffed, right? And I would say you can't tell who an alcoholic eater is on Thanksgiving, but you probably can on Friday morning. Are they still going back for more? Are they not done? Right? Um, Normal people receive satisfaction from normal sized portions. Normal people eat, and with each and every bite, the desire for more gets diminished, it gets extinguished. But when I eat certain foods or in certain ways, the desire for more increases, it amplifies, it gets turned up. And this tells me what? That I can't eat like other people. I can't eat like normal people. I can't treat food the way normal people can. If I liken it to a glass of water or even a cup of tea here, right? I'm thirsty. I drink water. When I'm no longer thirsty, I put the glass down. I don't engage in a battle over going back for more water. I get satiated. That is not my experience. That was not my experience with food, right? Before recovering, I had no off switch. I was never satisfied. No portion satisfied me. You know, um, what I found is that I have a very specific and severe allergy. And for me, it occurs when I eat very specific food. And it also occurs when I eat in a very specific way. And, we have many different people in our program. So it's never my job. I don't tell other people, this is what I eat only. And you, in turn, can only eat what I eat because we're different. And what someone else might find an alcoholic food is not an alcoholic food for me, right? And likewise, if I told somebody else that they have to eat certain things, I might be setting them up for a problem. But I also think that this is, we're part of Overeaters Anonymous. I'm part of Overeaters Anonymous. And so I think it's important that I talk about the behaviors with people and the necessity of a food plan with people because alcohol, alcohol is substance. It's alcoholics, to the best of my knowledge, don't have to worry about how much milk they drink. Drinking too much milk or drinking too much soda won't trigger the phenomenon of craving in one, right? Um, I was also taught once that, you know, like there are different types of allergies, different types of addiction type models, right? So gamblers use money. They're not allergic to money, right? They can use money to pay bills. They can use money for different things. They can't use money a behavior. They can't use money recreationally, right? And for compulsive eating, for compulsive eaters, we generally have a little bit of both. We've got the substance problem. There are certain foods in any form at all. It's like lighting a match. I cannot have it in a weighed and measured portion. I just can't. But I also have to have a plan of eating because if I'm overeating, name the food, it could be the safest food in the world. I am no longer abstinent. I am triggering a phenomenon of craving. I have found that out for myself. If I overeat, it is similar for me as if I've eaten that particular substance. And these are the conversations that are always best with a sponsor. A private conversation, sponsee, sponsor, really going over your food, your eating history. What does that look like for you? Really drilling down. I think we have these early conversations with people so that we can help them understand what it means to have the allergy for them so that we can make clear boundaries about what abstinence is. I think one of the kind of one of the most troubling, saddest conversations I have with people is when they're struggling and you ask if they're abstinent and they don't know. Yikes. We should know. We should know when you're abstinent. It should be clear, either yes or no, right? For people, this we're told it's a subtle foe. What we have, this problem, right? Food. It's a subtle foe, means it's sneaky. So it can give me this idea, well, maybe that's not losing my abstinence. I need a line in the sand. I need parameters. I need to know, no, that is not abstinent. Yes, this is abstinent. Why do I need to know that? That I'm not triggering the phenomenon of craving, that I can put that to the side. I can get on with the business of forming a relationship with God. I'm not busy being overly distracted by the constant chatter of, am I abstinent? Am I not abstinent? Am I got to be clear? I need to be clear. The next part I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to stop after this, is frothy emotional appeal. And XXVIII, it says frothy emotional appeal seldom suffices. The message which can interest and hold these alcoholic people must have depth and weight. In nearly all cases, their ideals must be grounded in a power greater than themselves if they are to recreate their lives. There is so much in that paragraph. I'll probably talk about it a little bit now and then revisit it again because there's so much crammed in there. But I'm going to tell you this, we're finding out what doesn't work for the emotional appeal. So when we are appealing to a compulsive overeater from an emotional standpoint, it won't work. The only thing that works for someone with this disease is when another compulsive overeater shares their experience, and if their solution is grounded in a power greater than themselves, then something can happen, right? So when I am going to work with somebody, I try not to appeal to them from this emotional thing. And what was done, here's my example, right? When I was over 300 pounds, in horrible shape, needing surgery, the doctor said, "You're killing yourself. What are you doing? You're never going to make it out of your 40s." I left that doctor's office and went to the drive-through. That was, talk about frothy emotions. I mean, he was scaring me, and I ate, right? Didn't work. My mother-in-law sat me down and said, "Melissa, I lost my mother when I was a little girl. It was the worst thing that ever happened to me. My children lost their father. My husband lost his father. He was a little boy." She said, your husband lost his father as a little boy. It was horrible to grow up with a parent that's deceased as a child. It's awful. And I'm watching you, and you're going to do this to my grandchildren. I mean, ouch, ouch, didn't work. I actually was mad at her. I was angry at her for saying that to me. How dare she? And as soon as she left, I ate. Brought the emotional appeal. Doesn't work. The only thing that works, the only thing is when I sit across from someone and I say, "I was killing myself and I'm alive today. I'm no longer killing myself." So I'm actually going to stop at that point because I want to leave. There's a little bit of time for questions. And next time I'll finish up that paragraph and we'll continue on there. Okay, thanks. Okay.